Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sinners spoiler review.
Woo!
Sinners hands down the best movie of the year, says Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't know about that, but here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the spoiler review of Sinners that's directed, written by Ryan Coogler, scored by Ludwig Göransson, starring Haley Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan. This is a tale
starring Michael B. Jordan and co-starring Michael B. Jordan.
Yep. This is the tale of 1930s, the South. They're in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Yeah. This is a tale of the South in the 1930s during the bootleg era, to where two black men who have made themselves all right decided to open up a juke joint in the deep South. But there's more into this deep South than there is the lynchings. It's vampires running around this motherfucker. And to start it off, I think that this movie was great, and I think this movie had a lot of tension. Highlight of the movie was the sound. We already talked about that in the spoiler-free review. You guys can go check that out if you haven't seen it. The sound of this movie took it away. There's great shots like this. You know, we looking at this shot. This is clearly the end of the movie where they did a flashback that showed the love that he had for his brother. Which brings me to one of my gripes. This movie, how long was this movie? 2 hours? 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours. I say 2 hours because we got there. It as soon as it started cracking on, maybe 5 or 10 minutes when we got there, bro.
It started to roll. Yeah. So this movie's about 2 hours, 2 hours 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
This needed to be 2 hours 45.
A little bit longer.
I would like another 20 to 30 minutes of this movie.
It's 2 hours and 17 minutes. But
with
by
credits.
the time they clear the theater and sweep up and all this, I could have used 25 more minutes too, Jody.
Yeah.
For those of you just joining us, we do have a spoiler-free review that I suggest you watch too. There's some nuggets in there that we won't cover in this to keep it interesting, but just watch both so you get the whole scope, because we're starting with gripes because we got a lot of the pros out already.
Yeah.
So we're gonna address some of the cons that we couldn't address in the first one. I personally enjoyed this movie. Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Coogler sat home watching Boardwalk Empire and was like, how can I get me some of them suits on film? Because I'm going to say these brothers, and I really only mean Michael B. Jordan, but he looked sharp as a rat turd.
He was fly as shit.
As they used to say, all them southern sayings. Yeah. Boy, you sharp as a rat turd.
Yeah, he was fly. He was definitely fly.
When you see them, it made me want to stop dressing hip-hop and just throw that. But I don't want to look like JB Smooth. He don't pull it off. That 1920s, 30s shit, you can see the difference between Michael B. Jordan's characters that had a comeuppance versus the cotton picking other black dudes. Yeah. They came home in the Bentley, you know what I mean, the drop top.
They are somebody. They
made themselves a name in the world. So the men was fly and the women were sexy. Yeah. First of all, aesthetics, he killed it as far as the look and feel of the piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he said, they look sharp. They look, because they bosses. They went to Chicago and they worked under gang mob lord. Freak was his name.
Al Capone. Yeah.
They worked with Al Capone.
That's a big name.
You got two nigga twins working with Al Capone. Al Capone don't F with the blacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they racist. But these motherfuckers is so lit that Capone was like, y'all niggas is tight. I gotta make bread with y'all.
Even their name was fly.
Their name was known.
Was a Smoke
and Stack.
Yep.
Smoke Stack twins.
Yep.
Yeah, the Smoke
and they name twins rang bells throughout the South and in Chicago.
Yeah. I like
even
that,
their
though.
uncle was famous. Like they're a famous family. So they went to Chicago and put roots in Chicago. So from what I got from the story is they made bread in Chicago. They screwed over the Italians and the French, which is how
the Irish.
The Irish.
The Irish.
They got
I'm
the
sorry.
beer. Yeah,
the Italians and the Irish, because they were bootleggers.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people did for mob bar. They bootlegged. So they took they probably promised Capone they gonna get this
shipment.
They were gonna bootleg, move this shipment down to one location, and they got a truckload of the other shit, the champagne,
another location,
the champagne from the French, to move to another location. But they took it all and they ran to the south and they said, "We got booze,
we going home."
Italians, back when they call Italians Italians.
Yeah.
You got Italian wine.
Yeah.
What she say? An Irish beer. Ain't gonna take but so long.
How the hell you
Once
get that?
they stop shooting each other, they gonna realize y'all stole.
Y'all robbed them both.
They ain't gonna
and y'all
understand
said
nothing.
with all the loot, let's go ahead and open up this juke joint.
Yeah.
But I thought the dynamic between the brothers was dope because they were similar, but they were different.
Yeah.
One was dressed in red, one was dressed in blue. Ryan Coogler actually has something to say about that. Let's pull that up.
Okay, while you pulling it up, Jody, they say you're supposed to love yourself. Michael B. Jordan did an excellent job of showing love towards his brother. I really believe they loved each other and that they were brothers.
Real brothers,
Even though they was the same person.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan did a better job of loving his brother than Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four trailer. Sue Storm and Johnny Storm.
Yeah, good shit on
Film
that
takes
one,
place
for
over
real.
one day. So these were the outfits of the day, but there's definitely some color story going on.
Smoke doesn't smile often. If you smiling, more than likely to stack. 9 times out of 10.
First day of shooting,
Okay, yeah.
you walked on and shut out smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I never told you this, but it unnerved me, like quite a bit.
Did?
Yeah, when you showed up, it was a trip. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a wild ride, because he didn't feel like I was talking to.
He tried to shake his hand.
You
He
the
ain't catch
performance
it.
you put down.
Appreciate it.
I tried to do the
Knowing
same to you ain't catch it.
closer to stack.
Yeah, people who know me for real. I think they're gonna enjoy it because they'll see the side of me I don't show people.
It's in there,
It's in there,
but thankfully, no.
Yeah, you don't want to see me at smoke.
Yeah, nah.
That's
Smoker, pretty scary guy. The film takes place in 1932, and if you know your American history, that was in the waning years of the Volstead Act, which
1932.
made
Okay.
Production and sale and consumption of alcohol illegal. Mm-hmm. The shot that's beer of alcohol illegal.
I want to talk about this.
The Volstead Act, which made
The Volstead Act.
production and sale and
The snake was a symbolic of you effing with the devil. You effing with this. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, you're effing with. This is a snare and a trap. You're effing around with the devil doing this. That was a first little nod of here's y'all sin.
I didn't get that. That's a good shit though. I didn't think about that.
Absolutely.
I thought it was more like when they put the snake here. This was their little
Nah.
shit here for if anybody touch our shit,
That
the
alarm
snake was gonna
system.
attack you
right there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. What you doing? I
Yeah,
felt
bro.
like I was like, damn.
Let
They
me-
put that here for
This
security
is the
type
tempting.
shit.
This is the tempting lure for y'all sin.
Okay.
Y'all can go leave it alone now.
Yep.
Because that's all stolen goods behind them. But the other thing, Jody, I'm curious. I don't remember now, but no, I can apply it. But they are both snakes
Yes.
in a way. So
They don't
this
give a
is
fuck.
even
Yeah,
deeper.
yeah, they don't give a
because
fuck
now
about
you
them.
got three snakes. You got the two brothers who just stole from the mob bosses. These are bad guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're rooting for them,
They're killers.
but they're not good people.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? They killed and they're scary guys.
They'll kill their own damn
when
family.
we see this snake,
Yeah.
we are surprised, but to them it's just another predator, and they are predators, so they don't even flinch.
Yep.
The little nephew flinches. Now I'm trying to remember if they. I don't think they shot the snake. I think
He stabbed
Smoke
it. He stabbed it.
stabbed
Threw
the
the
snake.
knife at his brother.
Yeah.
His brother did. Bow.
Because the
Oh,
nephew,
so keep in mind.
the nephew tried to get his hand in there, and that's when we saw the snake. But yeah, he stabbed that bitch.
So
Like it was
listen,
nothing.
Jody said he threw the knife to his brother.
Yep.
Now, Stack is the soft brother who carries a knife. Smoke is the harder brother, the leader of the two
Who got
that
them
carries
things.
a gun.
Who got them things.
Instead of killing the snake himself, Smoke is weaker. I mean, Stack is weaker than Smoke. Look, Smoke Stack. Smoke is first, then Snack. They Smoke Snack twins. Stack pulls out the knife, hands it to his brother, who is more courageous, smarter, and quicker, and stabs the snake.
Yeah.
I've been protecting you
alcohol,
my
dude.
whole life.
The shot, that's beer bottles there on the back of a truck that's heading out in the backwoods of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the equivalent of having like an illicit drug today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Illicit drug.
Prohibition. Take it back right quick.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all
Another
snack?
film explores like
That's
the
fire.
dichotomy of American culture and see the relationship between the church and the juke joint is oftentimes
a conflicted one.
Yeah, but it's actually the same kind. It's the same type of environment. You know what I mean? Like you'll see the same people. Saturday night they acting crazy. Sunday morning they acting holy.
Yep.
But it's the same people.
That's
Same
real.
people. It was good to get those
That was me.
juxtaposed images. Daytime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, daytime and nighttime.
Nighttime.
Yeah, shit get a little funky. This is our first look at Jack O'Connell's character, Remick, who is a lot of fun.
Go back a little bit.
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
Is oftentimes
conflicted one.
Yeah, but it's actually the same kind. It's the same type of environment. You know what I mean? Like you'll see the same people. Saturday night they acting crazy. Sunday morning they acting holy.
Yep.
But it's the same people.
They ain't gonna
It
be
was good
there
to get those
Sunday morning this
juxtaposed
Sunday.
images. Daytime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, daytime and nighttime.
Nighttime.
Yeah, shit
Now,
get a little
pause.
funky.
This shit for a minute when he was singing and everything, all the music and stuff was coming together. She said like with time and all that shit was tripping me out because I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Because at first this is a different take. I've never seen nothing like this before, where we get all of different artists and people who has different skills coming together like this. I was a little bit intrigued, but I was shocked at the same time. You know what he said?
Basically, when you hear black people, they be like, oh, them hip-hop drums ain't nothing but drums from Africa. So now Ryan showed us the correlation between Africa, rock and roll, soul, and blues. That's what he meant. And
But
with the Asian people,
I didn't understand why he put that in there.
Who?
He was just trying to be PC, in my opinion. You showed the Asian culture, the warrior, the samurai. What's that about? This is not a Asian film. This is not about Asian culture. So I felt like he didn't want to piss nobody off. That's why he showed the samurai, the dragon, geisha.
The girl that was dancing. The girl that was dancing.
You're trying to be
around
all
and shit.
inclusive and shit.
No, but
I was confused on that.
felt like he added, and they just did it a touch at the end, but I felt like he added the Asian in there because all roads lead to Africa, number one, and the Asian lady, she even switched her style up. She threw her little rag on her head and she came through the party because she was feeling the music. So her going back to her ancestors, she could feel the drum and vibe to it. Everybody loves black music, and that's how I took that.
Okay.
I took it the opposite way.
I was tripped out about
I
it.
took it
'cause
like a director that don't want to seem like his movie's too black to isolate Asians and white folk. Because you understand the white folk are included because they understand the racial tension of the South. So white people are a part. They'll feel included, even though it's a history they don't want to admit or want to confront maybe.
Facts.
Black people are involved, but you got this Asians, and it was like, yo, let me go and show the Asian side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it was out of place. I'm like, because I was very confused by it. It stood out. Like, what the frick is this geisha dancing around? Nah, my nigga, this is black music, and it's the point of it. Like, where the juke music come from? Where's the rhythm and the blues come from? Where's the folk singing music come from? It's called the chitlin circuit, bro.
If it would have been a big Asian drum, would that have resonated with you?
No.
Okay.
I would have a problem with. I had a problem with the Asian.
Any
culture
Asian,
part. Yes.
even though it was
Yes.
Asian people in there
Yes.
grooving.
Yes, even though there was Asian people in there grooving, their history isn't tied to this music.
Hey, shut up.
So I felt like that was just PC.
But in all fairness, it was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
It was wild.
All of them
I'm like,
coming
can
out.
he pull this off? Is it working? Is it not working? The music, and they must have had like RZA and Johnny Cash
It was
and
rappers.
Elton John all in the studio with your man, making sure. Yeah, that works.
Like Nicki Minaj and them twerking and shit all around.
The choreo,
That shit
and
was
then
tight. That was tight.
Gangsta rap.
E-Man was talking shit, talking about when the breakdancer LL dude came in. E-Man, come on, there goes Sam. And then your old boy came in, and I was like, there go E-Man.
He was bumping that like,
Jody and E-Man, they puffed up when he
That shit was
started.
funny.
Yeah, I mean,
And it worked. It was dope,
Yeah,
bro.
it
It reminded me of
different.
Kendrick Lamar's GNX song.
it was.
it was
Squabble
something.
up.
And keep in mind, for this to be in a movie right now, Ryan had to think of that a year ago before GNX.
Before Kendrick did it.
Yes. And I've never seen anything on film like
Me
that
either.
before
Me
in my
either.
life.
Me either. So different. So different.
I wonder if Ryan saw the GNX Squabble Up song and was like, freak.
This nigga beat me to the
This nigga
punchline.
beat me to it.
Yeah. You know he did.
You know how freaking awe-inspiring that would have been, but if Squabble Up never came out with that video and you saw this, it was gonna be my first experience seeing it. Even though I'd seen that music video, I was still moved by that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people never seen Squabble Up that this film might reach.
Yep.
This is our first look at Jack O'Connell's.
That was a
Remy,
director
who is,
flex.
a lot of
Like,
fun.
let me just show y'all something.
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
He's our main antagonist for a good chunk of the film. The twins are the scariest characters that people are interacting with until they meet this guy who's bringing a whole nother element
another
to
thing.
the characters that hopefully we fall in love with at this point.
That I had a problem with
for
about
a good
this
chunk
movie.
of the film. The twins are the
one
scary.
part was in this movie when we see the main villain, we get the Native American clan come to try to take him out.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to them? I'm figuring they gonna come back to try to do the job. They disappeared. Once he said it's getting dark, all right, it's time to go. Hopefully, God bless you, be safe. I'm thinking, all right, we're gonna get them to come. They're gonna come here. They're tracking them. They're tracking him. We never see them again. What's the point of showing us that, like these hunters, and then we don't see them anymore?
I got the answer. Saddler Ward, you want to tell him? Because he's questioning that. Like, why did the natives go away and not come back?
I don't know why they didn't, because it was nighttime and they got the heck out of Dodge. I don't know what the answer, but I do have a theory after you go.
All right. That's exactly why. Sun's going down. Time to go. I'll track you during the day because that's when you're weak. I'll hunt you down. But this sun's getting low. The dude said it's time to go. Hey, God bless you, ma'am. We're out. We're going to go hide. Because these are the natives. I like that he added that. And I wanted more. I wish it was 30 minutes longer. Because the native element, they're very spiritual people. So they sense the energy. They are able to track him. They understood that something was wrong with him. Ma'am, he even said it. I want to know if they're in here. Did you let them in? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. They knew about you letting them in the house.
Yeah.
And I like that rule. The rule of, are you going to invite me in? They can't just come into your house.
Yeah.
You got to let them in. This is a very religious aspect. You invite the devil into your house by the way that you act. They verbally use that as a verbal, come on in. You had to let him in. Like, they couldn't come in past your post because you needed to give them the verbal okay. And that scene with big dude from
Omar.
Yeah, from 8 Mile in the Transformers movie. That scene with him was so dope. He sold it well. He was funny.
Hey, man,
and
let
he was
me
able
in.
to switch it up. And it was crazy how, like, I'm showing you, I'm clearly not who I am. I'm dead or I'm a vampire now. But
He
you
did a
can't
good job
tell.
on that part.
I still have my swag, the way I talk. I have all my memory. You won't know that I'm a motherfucking vampire until I want you to know I'm a vampire. He reached out. That shit was riveting.
That shit was
bro.
tight.
Yeah,
And
that
we
was-
watched it in
That
4DX,
was a good
y'all.
shot.
So
was
that
riveting.
was one of the ones where when he bust his head, you got bust in the back
That
of
was
your
an incredible
head.
shot, though.
I was ready. Look, I forgot. parts that wasn't 4DX. A lot of it, right?
A lot.
He's so focused on the story. Let's be honest. Nobody got time to really focus on 4DX. You need to hire a motion movement director to look at your script and rewrite parts just for a 4DX experiment. Right now, the film industry has not caught up with the movie theater industry because shit goes to streaming so fast. Because that was one of the few moments we hadn't had a 4DX moment for about 15-20 minutes because we were focused on story.
Right.
And I'm sure Ryan was like, all right, that's enough of that fun ride shit. Let's get back to story. I want people to be able to pay attention. Because it is distracting when you sitting there
For
watching
nothing.
the
Sometimes
like,
that shit would do that.
shit. Oh, shit. And they bust him in the back of the head and you get busted up. I almost turn around and F somebody up behind me. I forgot we was in 4D. I said, if this motherfucker kick my seat again, we gonna have... Oh, there ain't nobody behind me. I'm dumb as shit. Anyway... So, when he shot him, that was a good movie moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He blew his whole cheek out.
That was special though. That was special.
lit.
Yeah, that was fucking lit.
Did y'all see in Paid in Full? Did you see Paid in Full?
Yeah.
All right, when they was trying to sell him drugs, the two undercovers came up and was like, "What's up, brother? You know where we could get some cocaine?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, how about another time or another place?" I was like, these square ass.
Yeah.
That's the vampires did a very good job, and the actors did a very good job of
just want to
being
play some
weird,
music for you
trying
guys.
to be themselves.
They play some music.
Like Omar
Yeah.
Benson Miller came back like, "Hey guys, I just had to take a shit. Can I come back in?" And they was like, "Wait."
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
I'm
lit.
thinking about it. That was really riveting. That was a really dope scene. Like they're not who they say they are, but there's nothing about the way that they act or look that tells you otherwise.
Yeah.
That just makes me trip out. Like, who around in this world is walking around in another body type shit or pretending to be something that they're not? Like, you wouldn't know it. That is the idea of the snare. Like, you're able to be snared this way. You don't know what's popping, and that's why the end of the movie was so lit. This nigga came out 1990s with his bad white bitch with her hoop gold earrings and shit. Like,
he had the
bro.
Will Smith hoodie on.
He told me what was up. He said he couldn't do it. He couldn't kill his brother, but he made me promise
not to touch you.
To not touch you, bro, the whole time. So what does that mean? That means my man, I don't know which one Smoke Blue had, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Smoke is the blue. Yeah.
Smoke didn't do his job. You supposed to kill that nigga, man.
Yeah, I thought he did though. I thought he killed him. That's why I was so. And that's about this at the ending too. It was so shocking because to see him still alive, it's like, bro, we saw this. He was like, I've been taking care of you. I gotta do this. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck is this motherfucker still alive? And the bitch alive too.
Yeah.
I saw her get stabbed. Like.
And I thought they showed her ran off in the night. I didn't see that scene when it happened.
Yeah.
She got caught on fire though on the sun because when the sunlight came, she was on fire and she was stabbed. So I'm like,
I don't remember.
How the fuck is she still alive?
Yeah, I don't remember. Did they show her die?
I saw her fall on the ground in the flames. So that's why I was like, okay, she's gone. I thought everybody died. I didn't think anybody lived because when everybody was outside and he burnt. They was burning too. That's why I was shocked that he was alive.
They came back in 1989.
92. It
was something like that. Old head had a Kango on.
Yeah.
He had a whole afro going on. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying?
Afro.
No, he had a Tupac haircut.
Yeah, no
Tupac haircut.
Yeah, from Juice. He didn't have an afro. Who had an afro?
I thought it was like
Nah. But yeah, that was,
and he wore sunglasses. A vampire that can't look at the sun wearing sunglasses. Funny as shit to me.
Motherfucker smelled it. You almost time anyway.
Yeah, he can only go out at night.
He was like,
"That's a trip."
Yeah,
that's a trip.
I could change it up for you right now too.
He's like, I don't want this old ass body.
Yeah. I could change it.
So Ryan Coogler been banging that for 40 years after that.
Yep, he been clapping that whole time. 40? Shoot, nigga, what was that?
1938.
50 years.
Wow.
Bro,
50 something years.
She said He was like, yeah, well, what's she doing here? I don't want to be with no goddamn. I don't want to be with them anyway. She was like, I'm black.
Yeah, 60.
That shit.
It was 1932 to 1992. 60 years.
And he was probably 18, so that meant he was probably 80 something.
He didn't age. Oh,
Who,
the old man? Yeah, the old man.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like, that's 60 to 18. Yeah, about 80 years, bro.
I was surprised though that he didn't stay with his father, because when Smoke told him, like, bro, let that shit go, go gospel music, do whatever. You don't need to go. I was so surprised at the end when he was driving off in that car.
Yeah.
And then he, after what you saw too, I was so surprised that he ended up doing, like, you know, blues music and shit like that, actually becoming a celebrity, a famous
right. I could have seen him
it.
playing blues in the church or something, like playing gospel music, but he went. I'm surprised nobody never got him after that. I don't know.
I thought
He didn't learn his
I thought that's
lesson.
what it was too when
He
I
didn't
saw
learn
him.
his lesson either, though.
I thought that's what it was when I saw them. They was coming back to finish what he was, because it still kind of threw me off when he said
You said come back to finish what he was.
Well, finish him off. Finish
What he started.
What he started off.
Yeah, I'm just curious of what makes you say those words. He came back to finish what he was.
Well,
What makes you say that?
I meant to say, I'm overthinking. Finish him off, like finish him off, take him out, because they needed him. They needed him too to do. Remember, he said he wanted to play the music to be free, to get his people. So you would figure, all right, they know what he know, so they gonna turn him into a vampire so they could get what they was trying to get in the first place.
That's what you thought was gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah, he clearly didn't take that advice. He went back to his preacher daddy, hugged him, but we saw he was still doing secular music in clubs. He didn't change his life up, but he was only protected because of the promise that was made by Smoke.
Yeah, this was
That doesn't make sense. I'm thinking about it right now. Why you let your brother get killed by the Klan then?
Because it was daytime.
It
was daytime.
He couldn't be up in the. It was in that
He was watching. He
that
watched
house
his brother.
that wouldn't open up. Wasn't that the house?
Yeah,
It
still
wouldn't
was there.
open up. It was locked.
Yeah, it was locked, but he could have been up in there.
He was in there. Stack was in there.
So we think that he was in there still.
That's why it was locked.
Okay, that's
He was locked on the inside until nighttime. He can come back out. He can't come out because the Ku Klux Klan came in the daytime. The whole fight ended at sun up. So by that night, he was free again. But in the daytime,
I don't understand why he would not just want to be a vampire with his brother at that point then. If you're doing deals with the nigga, why would you not let him bite you?
He wanted to see his family. He wanted to die to see his family. She said, "You got somebody also."
he almost did it. He
was about to walk out. Like, come here, bro. And they had to hold him back.
Right.
So I don't understand why you didn't just be with your brother.
Don't want a sequel.
The family. I guess maybe more that he wanted to be with his family, his daughter and his girl.
Could you make it seem like he hit him, he stashed him forever, however long, overnight or whatever?
Well, he
deal with him. He knew to stay in there.
Yeah, he
knew to
locked
stay
in.
inside chilling while you hear your brother outside getting smoked.
Yeah, he was locked in.
So you say he was in the building listening to his brother die, and his brother, and after he took the shot.
No, vampires sleep in the day and wake up at night.
Nah, I feel like them niggas is awake. They just stay in the shade. Like, you can go to sleep or you can stay awake. Them niggas just stay in the darkness. Maybe they choose to go, but no way that nigga was asleep. You know your brother was about to do an AK shot. You knew that the Klan was coming to shoot it up, and your brother was gonna go head to head. Like, why didn't you help kill the Klan? Your brother should have helped you kill the Klan. He could have shot his pistol through from outside the window.
The sun would have got
threw a grenade at them niggas.
You're not thinking about it. If he would have shot out that window, the sun would have got in too, where he was at.
I'm going back to the first scene. That devil nigga had the sun out. How did he live?
Okay, so
he pulled up to the house burning, nigga. Where the freak you been?
That don't make any sense to me.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
That first scene,
he was running.
That's my big problem.
So he flew down. I'm guessing that he flew down running from the Native Americans.
Flew down for what? The sun is out. You ain't got no shade.
Here's what here's what I made up in my mind.
Yeah, that don't make any sense.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the movies, vampires be sleeping in coffins and shit, right? What I would have liked to see from Ryan Coogler is a half-open coffin in the back of the tow truck, because the Native Americans was on horses,
Yep.
and they had a tow truck, and the guy hit the ground steaming, black eye, on almost on fire.
Yep.
He ran under the awning of
the house.
Yeah. The sun was behind the clouds, but he was still boiling up and smoking. He shouldn't have been able to talk. He should have been in
his
more
pain.
pain.
His face should have been burnt the fuck up, though.
He should have been dying.
Yeah, because we saw his skin. He was burnt up, but he wasn't burnt up enough like that. And then when he got in the shade, you could see his skin was healing at the same time.
I don't think just because there's cloud coverage, niggas could be outside, bro.
I don't think so either.
That's still
but
light.
Somehow, I think they had him. I don't know what they was.
Where were you chasing him from? That means he was in the daylight running already. He was alive already.
He was running from. He was said they coming to get me. They could. I'm just trying to be.
But
like,
how?
I got this too. I got the money. I got this right here. And they show him that gold.
If a nigga show up with the sun that looks like this, or maybe a little darker. Niggas show up burning. Where'd you come from? And why are you ain't dead yet?
Right. That was not explained at all.
Yeah. Not at all. Yeah. And it unravels it a little bit. Like, wait a minute.
He just said, I've been around for a very, very long time. That ain't tell us shit.
But that's not the problematic part. The problematic part is that he's running down the street in broad daylight, which I'm sure, based on what I've seen from Ryan Coogler thus far, I'm sure he fought, yelled, and argued with the freaking studio for hours trying to get
more time.
Mm-hmm.
And they said no.
I wonder if there's a director's cut.
This is all we got. I'm pretty sure it is.
Because that's
not something you cut, though.
That's
not something you cut. That has to be
big flaw.
Yeah, you don't cut that.
Because it's the first scene.
No, you don't cut that. That's not something that you cut. You would sacrifice. I can think of other scenes that Ryan would have cut instead of that scene.
You know they hit that flying scene though, even at night when he jumped. Just went up. That was it.
That shit just didn't work for me. So it's like, dang, nigga, if he survived in a day, why couldn't your brother? You feel me?
Yeah.
At least give me an eclipse or some crazy shit.
Yeah, where there's no light. The light, the sun was out. It was getting dark.
I would have loved to see the Native Americans pulling up or something in daytime about this shit, bro.
Now
listen. This nigga Ryan doing the sun comes up in 30 seconds shit is annoying too, my nigga. It was pitch black dark, and then 30 seconds later the sun come out, burned everybody.
Right.
That was some bullshit too. They gotta stop doing that shit. He ain't the only one that does it. It happens a lot. Oh, the sun's coming up. Nigga, it takes hours sometimes to go from pitch black night to sunrise, bro. Pitch black night, what? 4 a.m.?
5.
By 5 a.m. the sun's starting to come up.
Yeah.
You could go from pitch black night to seeing light where it could burn a nigga, probably 5:30, 6 a.m. They had a little fight out there. You went out there fighting for no hour, 2 hours.
Was you
come on?
Here go the thing. Would you be okay if it was raining when the guy ran in the house? If it was like dark storm, cloud cover?
It would have made it better if we found out why he was.
No,
running.
it had to be dark. It would have to have been a dark scene. Just do it. And here's he did this because he wanted to show it's getting dark. Y'all, all right, man. Godspeed to you. That's why he did it for that scene. You could have shot the same scene at night, and we have no issues.
Why would the Indians leave?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Had to leave.
They know how to kill him. They know how to kill him.
All right, so
that makes no sense.
They wouldn't have the Indians in there doing that scene that way.
The
natives, yeah.
But that still made
that means that the natives could have been you more time, obviously, but that specific scene, do it at night.
It's like
I'm sure he had a problem with that. But what would have been super dope is when all was almost lost if them natives would have tracked them back there, like you said, if you had another 20 minutes, and now it's natives fighting not the Ku Klux Klan, the vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they could be losing, but that would buy some time. You know what I mean? Like
telling these two what to do. This the only way how you kill them. We got to do this to kill them.
One of them was already dead from the rip.
What if the natives came at the end of the movie and helped Michael B. kill the
The
Klan?
lesson of this movie was don't date white women.
Hey, don't let them in either when they come in.
Hey, can I come in? Nah.
No matter how fine they are.
What if the natives came and helped him though?
That would have been dope.
That's what I said.
And they said they came and helped him in the nick of time. Like he was losing the gunfight and he was starting to hide behind cover. And he's like, "Frig is going down." Pew 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 pew. Fuck. He about to do some Cleo shit. But right before he does Cleo, risk his life. Arrows, nigga.
Our guns.
What y'all doing? And then he's like, "What the freak?" He's wondering like, "Why the natives here?" We tracked somebody here. A natural. There's something coming from that house. You feel me? Then I would have tied to why the brother's still alive.
Yeah. Because he killed.
And they made a deal.
And
That's my brother.
Yeah.
All the same to you. We got to get rid of him. And then they make the
he's
exchange of words. I don't care what it is. You want to kill me? That's my brother.
Yeah.
But then that would have gave up the end scene.
And they leave.
That would have gave up the end scene.
They could have both showed up in the end.
Like they both, like he turned him.
They could have both showed up in the end to pay him a visit.
That shit.
It didn't have to be like my brother said to keep you alive. It could have been like, we see you out here. We see you.
That shit that he had around.
Stay up.
So what Jody is saying, which is crazy. Now, when he shot the Ku Klux Klan and he was already dying.
Yes.
He could have came out
Your brother
bit him anyway.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And burnt up. And then they both would have walked in the motherfucker.
Oh, like pulled him in while he bit him and
listen, you just would have made Ryan Coogler another $150 million. Because now he could have had a whole vampire series.
They still can with that ending. They still can with that ending.
When it's still alive.
Just don't have the brother element no more.
Right.
The brother element was
that
the
was
best
the best
element.
part. That was the best part. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely.
So that's why it's hard for me to believe. His brother was in there listening to his brother die. After the brother said he spared you, I didn't put a stake in your heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not letting my brother die out there. My twin. That's my everything. Especially you, my soul. I can't live without you.
I would have loved.
He wouldn't do that.
Like I said, I would have loved to see to the native. They ran into the Native Americans. They telling them be careful at night or be careful over here. Or warning them, telling them that shit. Like coming to
like how you find me? You help me smoke these KKK. Yeah. How you find me? We tracked another one of them.
Like warning them, let them know what's going on.
And you got an old shaman in the back, looking at the barn. Who's in the barn? And then, you know what I'm saying, he starts to barter with them, man. It's my brother, but hey, we got to handle this, man.
I really could have
over my dead body, you gonna kill my brother? He's not alive. He's not your brother. If no, that ain't my brother. You gonna kill him? You gonna have to kill me.
Let me tell you my 20 minutes.
Even it was stupid that he took the shit off around his neck, and that protected him the whole time. Yeah. And he took it off. It was like, why?
He didn't want to live anymore, man. That was it. That was him saying, "I've seen enough. I've had enough. It's nothing."
And you gonna let your brother wreak havoc on the world?
Pretty
you
much.
Are okay with letting this nigga? That's why he's a bad guy.
Pretty much.
He's a bad guy. They're not good people. Yeah. They're villains.
Listen, so my 20 minutes would have consisted of some of that and an earlier confrontation with the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes.
First of all, I gave this movie an A. I had some fun because I felt like it was a mental, emotional roller coaster. Mm-hmm. Some of the action, I could have actually used a little bit more action, to be honest with you, but there was some suspense modes. A slit in the door with somebody putting their eye 2 inches from the door when you know he got a knife was driving me crazy,
stupid. That was stupid.
I was about to have a heart attack. He should have gave him one eye, bro. He should have stabbed through the door, man. It was wild. So Ryan Coogler is learning how to play with our emotions. He know how to make us happy in Black Panther, and then he know how to help. He knew how to teach us to root for the underdog in the Creed movies. But this, he's learning to push and pull and push on different emotions, and I think he's testing the waters. As a director, I don't even think he's coming to who he's going to be. We may have our own Scorsese on the way. You know what I mean? He's watching. He showed us with that video you saw on Jody's Corner. I highly recommend you watch it. We'll put a link under the bottom. You know, the different types of film that he studies. All these interviews. I did not want to see this movie. I'm seeing this movie because of the press junket and online passion, love for this medium. And I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my 20 minutes would have been getting to know
Ryan
the Ku
Coogler
Klux
had come out and
Klan
said that there's
and
a
seeing
certain-
Chicago with an Al Capone character and a flashback from childhood.
Yes.
So my 20 minutes that I would add to this film could get done in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But I know it was he had to fight for every scene and all the music and the costumes. He spent a lot of money on this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely would have. I agree with you about the flashback, because when she was talking about, you know, mom, after what happened to you guys when y'all was we was all kids, and how my mom treated y'all was all bloody and beat up. I would have loved to seen that scene of how they got together and how they fell in love,
And he
how
had
the mom,
to do it
how the
through
mom kept them at their
conversation.
house or whatever. All we having is these FUs and this, that, and that. I would have loved to
Flashback.
saw that, bro.
Flashback.
Give me that.
He had to do it through
Give me
words
that.
because they wouldn't let him
Yes.
do it.
In flashback with two little boys. The mom, come on in the house. Let me make you something to eat, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna look after just a couple
A
scenes
white
of
woman.
that.
Yes. Smoke supposed to be this soldier. Oh, you supposed to be a soldier, right? All this training, these fight scenes that they were doing against each other. I would would have loved to see how they learned, what happened, the main situation of who taught them. Just something. And it's
I
like,
don't think
damn.
you need to go back to the war.
No, I'm just saying, just a snit. Give me something. Like, oh, this is what's probably messed him up. It wasn't just because of his daddy. It's because of what he went through in war, or you know. Give me something. Give me that.
I would have loved to see the big old black mean daddy yelling at some two twin boys as a kid.
Beating his ass.
Woo!
He said that he was knocked out unconscious, and when he woke up, Smoke was in there. He was burying him.
Guess what? I thought Dad got bit. I was like, oh
You
shit.
talking about the one in church?
Either her mom, the white lady's mom, Mary's mom was a vampire, so because they's like, we sent her flowers before she died. I either thought that Dad was the first vampire in that town, and that's why Smoke killed the dad. That's what I was thinking.
That would have been fired.
I was like,
hey, that would have
oh,
been fired.
shit.
That would have been fired. They would have known how to.
Because killing your dad is a big deal. So
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to say, me and your daddy used to run together. You know, or something like that.
That would've been
And
fire.
or Mary's mom. I kept thinking, and if you notice, if you watch the beginning of this movie, oh, that's the video. It's called Here Is Why I'm Going to See Sinners. Please watch that video after you finish watching this, if you haven't already. But when Sammy came to the church with a
guitar
half
piece,
a
yeah.
guitar
Yeah.
left, the preacher, who played by Saul Williams, he stopped at the door. That's why I know Ryan is effing with me, because I knew that vampire rule that you got to invite them in your house. That's a real rule. So
I thought he got
don't
turned
let
too
nobody
for
in
a
your
minute. I
house.
can't even
So
catch
I
that.
thought he
Yeah.
was turned.
Yeah.
Is that a
because he
legitimate
said-
vampire rule?
Yes.
Yeah, they can't.
Oh,
they
I
can't.
didn't know that.
They cannot.
D-Man
They
know
cannot
it.
get in until
Yup,
you
that's
say
a
come
real
in.
rule.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You got to invite them in, or if they not
If they not
welcome.
invited, yeah, because basically it's like if you don't invite them and them trying to walk, it's like a visible wall they can't go through until you say hey, like, I'm glad you said that. That stupid ass Asian lady, bro. Yo, you
John
fuck this.
Lee-
Come
Lee,
in.
John Lee.
That shit pissed me
Ooh.
off.
Listen, as a black man watching black people die in black horror movies my whole life, everybody that's Asian is gonna be mad at her. Like, why the Asian lady gotta mess it up for everybody?
Yes. We
Ooh,
all
I
died
smack her in her face.
we let the one Asian into the club, and that bitch is the reason why we did. And that doesn't mean shit to me that she burned alive, stabbing him. Was not, man.
She ain't get nothing done. She killed one.
Her husband.
I'd let her go.
Her husband. That's it.
You want to go out so bad and protect your daughter? Go ahead out.
No, bitch. I would have popped her in the mouth.
That's what
He tried to hold her mouth.
That's
she bit
what
him.
Smoke should have did.
She bit him. Yeah.
Yeah, man, come on in. But what I was saying was, at the church, the son did not come in until the father said, and they redid the part again at the end.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on in, son." I thought they was going to turn the whole church into vampires.
Dang.
I was like, oh,
because we kept seeing when he was walking the red eyes. We kept seeing the red eyes, but that's what he went through. That's what he saw. But we kept seeing it. I'm like, did this motherfucker turn?
Dang, I completely missed that. I didn't catch that. I didn't feel that at all. I
almost tapped you.
Yeah, I didn't feel the come in part in that scene. I guess probably because they reutilized it at the beginning of the film too. It really didn't
Same
resonate
scene.
with me. Yeah.
He said he walked in and he was like, "Come on in, son. Give your heart to the Lord." I was like, "Oh, yeah." The first 30 seconds, I'm like, it's on and cracking. Because then they went back to the 3 days later.
That guitar.
3 days earlier.
Guitar either. Yeah.
Instead of a 1 day, first of all, I hate 1 day movies.
Yeah.
I hate them all. The Bob Marley movie, or I'll give this a pass because they flash back and forward a little bit, but I feel like they could have not opened that night, right?
Yeah.
Like they suggested. Had problems with the Ku Klux Klan, felt some pressure with the mob, and then opened a week later.
Hey, that's
because
fire.
guess what?
They sat out here cooking.
Because the only night that they opening night, y'all mad because y'all ain't make enough money? That did not make sense because it's opening night. The word is only going to spread of how good the place is. So you need 2 or 3 weeks to build the rapport. But if the mob caught wind of y'all and you got to give them their money back, now there's an added pressure to stay open or open the following week. And during that week, you could have gotten a fight with the Ku Klux Klan and then given us a little bit more. Yes. 20 more minutes is what we need.
That would have been fire. That sound fire, bro.
Minimum.
That sound fire.
On top of that, I'm glad you brought that up. Smoke was the more
level-headed,
smart one.
Oh, yeah.
The business and the numbers. Stacks had like the swag, the goofiness and cachet. They was paying with wooden nickels, like them little wooden plantation currencies. And Smoke said, "Nah, bro, we about to bounce this nigga out." And Stacks was like, "Nah, man, you gotta understand, them motherfucker work hard for that shit."
Right.
I like that. But Smoke was right because he showed him the ledger. He said the top number is that farmer shit. The bottom number is real cash.
Oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be able to stay afloat for 2 months. They were already gonna have to close up shop.
He said they
right, but it's the first night, money and they own the building.
Yeah,
but they couldn't keep the money afloat. Here's what's wrong: if the first night had so much people bringing in that freaking fake plantation money.
Yeah,
if you stay open, they're gonna just keep giving you fake plantation money and not real money. You will close. You're losing money. You're giving away product for fake money. And if you do that for a period of time, you'll go bankrupt. He said we only have 2 months. We can only stay open 2 months at this route.
Fine, but you only been open 1 night.
But you see the end is there. We're going to go bankrupt. We cannot operate business this way.
They would
have to change their policy. No plantation coin.
And 3 white people.
That's why he sent her out there to get the money.
But 3 rich white people, unless the vampire was like, I'll buy a round for everybody. 3 new white people ain't gonna change your ledger.
Yeah, it's not. But it did.
How much they gonna make it rain in the 30s?
They gold. They said they had a lot of money.
Huh?
They said they had a lot of money.
That gold that he had, he said that basically it's been around way before you was around a long time ago.
Where is a black man gonna spend that shit in 1930, bruh?
The bank. Nigga, what you talking about, nigga? Give me that
What bank?
cash. Any bank, nigga. Go to the Bank of Mississippi, nigga. Hand them the coins. They gonna give you a stack
And you
of
gonna
cash.
end up like not cornbread. What's the old head name?
You gotta
Delroy.
You gotta
He
pay a
killed
white man to
himself,
go
though.
sell it though.
Yeah.
He killed himself,
They
though.
gonna
Come
knock
on.
you over the head. Where you get that gold from, boy?
Because he bought the train ticket for $2
Yeah.
and got robbed as soon as he got off the.
Yep.
And that's why he was a drunk. I forgot his name though.
They
that
killed
was
his
tight.
friend.
Slim.
They killed,
Delta
They
Slim.
killed his
That
friend,
fool was
bro.
tight, bro.
Said that he tried to get a church, and he took all his money out. Then he got caught by the Klan, and the Klan basically or whatever thought he I tried to question him about the money and thought that he tried to make up the excuse about he raped and messed with this white woman, and they cut off his manhood and killed him.
Yeah, we saw the movie.
That
Thanks,
shit's
E-Man.
fucking.
We saw the movie.
That was a
Which-
dope recap.
Hey, when
That-
you see Delroy Lindo, you know it's gonna be a blackety black ass moment in there because he took it. That's somebody uncle.
You know what?
What?
You know what makes me think? By the way, E-Man, X-Files is right about you. You a recap nigga.
Oh, bro, you mentioned this.
And
nigga.
if we don't stop
Instead
you,
of cap,
if
you
we
go
don't stop
recap.
him,
but
I could see that he's about to recap a whole scene, and I gotta just sit here and let
the
him do
story
it. Let's not
that
stop him.
the story
He'll just-
the story I wanted to say the story that he said was insane. It's crazy because I couldn't believe that shit when I heard it. That's what I was mentioning that because I couldn't believe what he said. That's some.
Nah, you didn't.
But
say
you
nothing
said
like that.
you didn't
just-
say that.
Yeah, you
just
scene for scene,
retold
the
the
whole
story.
scene. Yeah.
Like you was the actor. That's what you gotta say
That's
that
crazy.
part. To change it, you gotta say that part made me feel, and then you talk about how it made you feel.
For sure.
And even then, that's too long. Just make it abbreviated. Then you say that part made me feel a certain way.
For sure.
Because I know when it's coming, it's like, fuck, he about to give this whole scene breakdown. Fuck, I gotta listen to this shit all over. Like I don't know what he's talking about already.
For sure.
But
Yo, the part when she said she only got red paint, and then because she only had red paint, so
Yeah.
then they negotiated
yeah,
the
That was tight.
deal
That was
all
tight.
over again. He said, no, but I give it an A, man. I liked it, bro.
I enjoyed this as well. It's very cinematic. This is a horror movie for sure, and it's very unique in my opinion. It's a very unique. It put respect on the horror genre, to be honest with you, because this is gonna classify as a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's definitely that. You know, Ryan Coogler did his thing. I'm happy for him, and I'm glad that he's gonna continue to get better and better. That's what I believe. I gave this movie stick by it B+.
People were there on dates, dressed up, couples on a Thursday. Old people. It was not packed. I don't know if they're gonna come out
That
like
was 40X.
they should.
That was 40X. It was
Expensive.
Those are expensive tickets. Niggas ain't.
So I
You
hope.
see in this video, X-Files talking shit. Listen to him. He was up in Ryan.
that
Regal
the
at LA
fourth
Live.
screen?
Like,
Is that
Ryan,
the
you a
fourth screen?
black man. I love everything you do. Nigga bought a basic ticket. It's always niggas like that. That ain't.
If
gonna
y'all
come.
want a better grade of film, a better level of film, you gotta support it. This is why I
Yeah.
hunted Jody and E-Man down so I could see it with him.
Yep,
Cause he's
yep.
all proud, but not proud enough to spend an extra $7.
You talk the talk. He ain't walking that walk. Show with your money. Put your money where your mouth is.
And
ain't do
he
it.
probably at a matinee
Him and Crispy.
tomorrow.
He said him and another friend.
3:00 show today. Him and Crispy and whoever else.
Okay.
A matinee, nigga. Cheap. Cheap, nigga.
I spent that bread.
Spent that bread, bro. So to support what's going on. If it wasn't gonna be 40X, it was gonna be ICE or IMAX 70mm. Those were the formats that I was gonna.
I
watch
wasn't
this
even
shit.
going to see this movie till I watched you guys on Jody's
Tight.
Corner.
Tight. And I hope a lot of people have that same thing to say, and that's why they're checking his sinners out.
You were wrong, Keon.
Yeah, he did his thing. And E-Man, what was your grade? One more time.
My grade is a B. My
A
grade
B.
is a B, definitely. I would like to say Keon, because Keon said that we were all fools to want to see this movie. Ryan Coogler is going to play tricks on us. You're wrong, Keon. This was actually a good movie, bro.
He saw this and said that?
Nah, he didn't see it.
I see D-Man really horror fans really loving this movie. I gave it an A simply because I felt like they showed up for me. I'm going to show up for them. They are unapologetically black, incredibly talented, and doing their absolute best. It's like, how can you not? If you phoning it in or half-assing it, I might not see it. This isn't even my genre.
Same.
If somebody's doing their best and you know that it will provide us with more better movies, because this ain't even something that people checking for. Black horror is a niche within a niche, so I like different, and this was different for me.
I would say that dude is nasty. She said, I walked here. She was sweaty in that boxers, and he ate that motherfucker. I stopped eating my popcorn after that, bro.
Jody handed me the popcorn.
I was so irritated with that. I was so irritated because it's like,
even she said, I walked here. I'm sweat stink. Let me freshen up a little bit. Nah, give it to me nasty.
Let me tell you something. I
want to take that chocolate pudding.
Jody. That's when Jody really covered his face. But that's what I'm talking about playing with you. His stomach was really upset.
I couldn't do it no more. I was like, oh God. I was like, fuck.
I was really irritated with the character because, bro, he was just so stuck with her. Like, I hated that shit. Like, bro, you already know how this bro get down.
His nose was wide open, bro.
All this shit or whatever. You're stuck.
Was she married or not? Or was she lying?
She was married.
She was married.
I ain't see a ring. I didn't see a ring
either. But she was married.
Said,
she a thought for the streets, for the universe.
Hey, but you know what? I felt like he was a virgin.
Yeah,
because his older cousin was teaching him what to do.
She wanted to smash though.
And if he wasn't a virgin, he would have knew better. And if you knew better, you do better. Yeah. But guess what? I know when Michael B. Jordan broke up with Steve Harvey's daughter because she ain't want to get married, he was like, I know who I'm casting as the love interest in this next movie. Now, you think she really spit in his mouth? He was like, baby, you drooling. She was like, can I spit in your...
That was first thing he said.
That's fire.
Do you think she really spit in this? You think it was real drool?
It was some other shit.
Or it was sugar?
Else. It was something else, yeah.
It was sugar liquid dripping out her ear, out of a tube?
They did something like that. Yeah. But I would have been like, Haley, I know we about to do this scene. What's up? You want to really do it?
Scenes like little things like that had us like, what?
There was one other thing I wanted to bring up. It was tied to the actor. What's the name of that old school actor that's in this movie?
Delroy Lindo?
Yeah, Delroy Lindo. I like him. He's dope in every movie. And no matter what role you put him in, he's gonna shine. I see his connection to this movie because he was in Da 5 Bloods with Chadwick Boseman.
That was the set. Oh, wow.
He was in Da 5 Bloods with Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman was Black Panther. Ryan Coogler, Chadwick, my man.
Friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Chadwick Boseman was almost a picture for 90% of the 5 Bloods in the movie. He was showing his picture. I'm like, how does she flashbacks.
Yeah, she was tight, bro.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You want to get some of that money?
Shout to this black creator. I hope we can get more black actors to get more jobs. We're promoting blackness because there's not enough of it. More whiteness too, as so long as they make good film. More Asianness as long as you make good film, for sure.
This was his most diverse movie, right? Or no? Creed, I guess, has Sylvester Stallone. So
it's this.
But he's a director.
This is definitely his most. This is his most. What would the word that they would say? His most ambitious film. This is his most ambitious film, I would say, in his career.
He still started off with the sand. Like, he started Black Panther off with CGI and all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, this is like a nod to how he started off. He started that with black sand. This was like just beach sand.
Yeah.
Showing African art or something.
This was fantastic, guys. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you love Sinners? let us know. Hit that subscribe button for the real content. Shout out to my dog Salad Ward, the aquatic exotic.
Had to come through, Jody Joe. Good to be here, family.
Glad to have this with you, man. We out. Deuces.